There are thousands of people in Pennsylvania who are on welfare because they truly need it. But not everyone. We learned during this investigation it's possible to win big in the lottery and still collect your tax dollars. The Department of Public Welfare, DPW, could stop this from happening, but it's not. Judging by that big smile on Jamie Frankfurt's face, this had to be one of the happiest days of her life. It was January 2012, and the Lancaster County resident had just won $330,000 in the Pennsylvania lottery. But that big smile was somehow missing when we went to talk to her about her winnings.
Turn that camera up, please, and get off my property.
We're not on your property, ma'am. When Frankfurt hit big on Cash 5, it just continued her lucky streak. Since July of 2009, she has won $344,000. Prior to this picture, Frankfurt was collecting welfare, including daycare and medical assistance. Afterwards, she kept collecting. Did you declare it to DPW? Under state law, welfare recipients must report lottery winnings to DPW. The benefits are then adjusted. These confidential court documents obtained by CBS 21 are from a custody dispute between Frankfurt and one of her children's fathers. Under oath on May 31st of this year, Frankfurt admitted she didn't tell the state she won the money. She was asked by counsel, quote, "You didn't pick up the phone and say, 'Guess what, taxpayers of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania? I have $247,000 net in my bank account.'" Frankfurt responded, "No." Do you think it's right that the taxpayer should be subsidizing when you win that much money in the lottery? Man, what did you do with that money? Can you just roll down your window and answer a few of our questions? Frankfurt wasn't willing to give us comment, so we went to the person in charge to find out how this can happen. How would the state not know? She won it from the state.
Because we don't have systems that talk to each other.
Why?
Because it costs a lot of money. We're getting there.
But would it save a lot of money?
It may save some money.
Secretary Beverly McElrath said DPW's budget for technology is slim and its programs antiquated, meaning people can win big in the lottery and the welfare department would never find out.
When we get to the part where the budget is passed and they come back and say DPW cut $400 million, a lot of times the IT budgets are cut.
McElrath said sometimes it simply costs too much money to try to find people like Frankfurt. That explains how her winnings were not discovered by DPW. But it doesn't explain how Frankfurt can continue to collect your tax dollars to this day, even though the state now knows. Well, that part is legal. Under state law, lottery winnings are not considered income, but rather a lump sum that only affects certain benefits for that month. So even though Frankfurt can afford this Akron home for $143,500 and this Dodge Journey, she is still welfare eligible.
We can do better. I'm not going to sit here and tell you we're doing a great job with this. The message is clear. And we can do better, and we're going to do better.
McElrath admits the state has a lot of work to do, considering the only reason DPW knows this woman hit the lottery is because of this woman. TILLIE TEGTMEIER is the future stepmother of Frankfurt's son, and she blew the whistle.
I just don't understand it. You can go on TV and hold a great big check, with a smile on your face, but you can't tell the state, oh, by the way, you don't need to continue to pay for my children. I can handle that now.
This story about a big-time lottery winner collecting welfare has caused a lot of outrage, and now CBS 21 News can report it has resulted in new legislation being drafted to change state law. Meanwhile, felony charges have been filed against the woman that we exposed.
Turn that camera up, please, and get off my property.
We're not on your property, ma'am. A few weeks ago, we introduced you to Jamie Frankfurt. Do you think it's right that the taxpayer should be subsidizing when you win that much money in the lottery? Man, what did you do with that money? In January 2012, Frankfurt won $330,000 in the Pennsylvania lottery, but continued to collect welfare by not reporting her winnings to the state.
I think the fact of the lottery winnings and the size of the lottery winnings makes the case unique.
Mike SPROW is the Pennsylvania Inspector General. His office investigated Frankfurt and just filed felony charges for welfare fraud.
When you look at the ultimate charge and what the overpayment was, $10,000 and change, That by itself isn't all that unique. We have subsidized daycare overpayments of that amount or greater on a fairly regular basis.
CBS 21 contacted Frankfurt, who gave us this statement, quote, "I learned my lesson. I'm sorry for what I did. I will never get assistance again no matter how hard up I am. It's not worth it."
Sometimes we need something like this to get the public sparked up.
Representative Adam Harris of Juniata County has used that spark from Frankfurt's story to pass new legislation that would stop lottery winners from illegally collecting welfare.
That was really the main thing that Representative Benninghoff had come to me and said, did you see the CBS 21 story? And I said, I absolutely did. And he said, hey, why don't we use your bill that passed last session, put this great language into it, and maybe get some momentum that we can actually get it to the governor's desk this year.
12 days later, House Bill 1489 passed unanimously in the Finance Committee. It would force the Department of Revenue to investigate all lottery winnings over $2,500 to see if the winner is on welfare.
It's the integrity of the system. I talk to people every day, and you can hear it in their voice. They're upset with this broken welfare system. It's too easy to scam the system. It's too easy to get your hands on taxpayer dollars that aren't yours.
Now, if found guilty, Frankfurt will have to make restitution payments of $10,161. That's the amount she is charged with illegally collecting, and she could face up to another $15,000 in fines and go to jail for 9 months.